All right, welcome back, everyone. Today is the first of the month, and it is 7 o'clock here. And we're going to jump right into this. We're looking straight at Euro CAD, and we're going to start on the weekly chart here. I can see we have a higher high and a higher low. Price has not shifted bearish. We do have a potential left head, right shoulder creation, but we will wait to confirm that once price breaks below, creating a lower low. Currently, price is bullish. I'm going to delete this alarm on the weekly. Weekly is bullish. Going down to our daily time frame now, we are higher high, higher low, shift to structure here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, price, shift to structure, higher high, higher low. And as you can see, price is now bearish as of last week. I do believe this is lower right there. Yes, so daily is bearish. Daily is bearish. Let's go here and delete all that. 4 hour, what are we looking at? 4 hour is bullish. So daily bearish, 4 hour bullish, weekly is bullish. So let's see if there is any traction on this where we could see a potential. Let's start on the weekly. See if we have a weekly area of interest. How far back? That's 5 years back. We don't want to look that far. Daily. Let's see. Grab our box here. Honestly, does not look the best. 4 hour. Nope. I do not like this pair. We're gonna put this into our duds. Next one is Euro USD. Once again, starting from the weekly here. Let's see what we got. Weekly is bullish. Higher high, higher low. Price has not shifted or moved. Daily, same thing. I think it's bullish. Higher high, higher low. Shift to structure. Lower high, lower low. Shift to structure. Higher high, higher low. All right. Daily is bullish as well. 4 hour is also bullish here. Let's clean up our charts from last week. Okay, so we have 3 time frames in sync. That is beautiful. Let's see if we have areas of interest on our weekly here. Higher high and our higher low. Remember, higher high, higher low. Find an area of interest in between the box. Find 3 consecutive touches, closest to price action as we can get. I am going to go right here. If you wanted to, you could stretch it. That's a fine. We don't need all that stuff on our box. Let's go here, measure it. That's huge. So that's not going to work. Let's talk, maybe get even smaller right there. Measure that. 37 or 27. Mark that as our weekly. Now go to our daily. Same thing, higher high, higher low. Mark off our daily area of interest. I can see it is currently right there. Once again, measure it 30, and then we'll change this purple to our daily area of interest. We have 3 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 touches, same thing down to our 4 hour now. Ooh, 4 hour EMA is right in there too. I like that. And we were on psych. Let's grab our on psych really quick here. Oh, geez. Was it 1.3? 1.13. There we go. All right. 4 hour area of interest, top, bottom. Beautiful. Right there. Is there another one? And there is, but I don't want to go back that far. So we're just going to use this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to count that. We already have a rejection, 4 hour EMA. Now let's go down to our 1 hour here. 1 hour and 4 hour are right on top of each other. If you know me, I do like the fact that the 1 hour and the 4 hour are on top of each other. That's beautiful. All right. Now let's see if we have any patterns Remember, we're looking for bullish patterns, not bearish patterns. We have a bullish, everything's bullish here. We have an inverted head and shoulders confirmation here. Price broke. Now we're retested at the daily area of interest. We have a daily EMA rejection. 4 hour, see, we'd have a 4 hour EMA rejection around psychological level rejection. Bullish time frame. Do we have a demand zone on the 1 hour? So now we're going to look into our supply and our demands. This is something new that we've added into our strategy. Now we're looking for inducements and demand zones and supply zones. So I do not see an inducement down here. Higher high. This demand zone here has been mitigated. This demand has been mitigated. And this demand has been mitigated. So now let's go down to our 15. See if we can find anything on here. This demand zone has been mitigated. How has it been mitigated? Well, we got to use the last to get our demand zone. You grab the last previous candle to the move, and then you look for if price has tapped back into it. And you see this candle tapped, this candle tapped, and this candle tapped. So this demand zone is no longer a valid demand zone. 10 minutes, same thing. Price is pretty ugly on this pair. I do not see anything right here. I do. Price is mitigated there. Price is mitigated there. This is a valid demand zone. And some of you might be thinking, how is this a demand zone? Well, it's also an inducement as well. And as you can see, it has been mitigated here, but that would have been your entry. That is the perfect push retest entry. So obviously you wouldn't take this because it's out of session, but this is exactly what we're looking for on our entries. Say, let's do a little replay mode on this actually. So like this. I want to show you how we find it and how we break it down really quick. So pay attention, watch this. So first off, you can see this is a demand zone that has not been mitigated. You're like, oh, these candles are inside that demand zone. Well, you got to think this is a bearish candle. It closed here. What did it do? It opened and went up and it went up. It did not come back down into it. It literally opened and this candle closed. This price went up and then this price, when this candle closed, this price went in and then it went straight up. So now we'll go down to our 3 minute, and now we can see, can we redefine this? Boom, look at this. We can redefine it to this candle right here, right? Now we have this zone redefined down to our 3 minute, and our inducement candle is here. An inducement is when the candle creates a BOS, which is our BOS. Here's our BOS. Creating the push, giving us a doji in the candle that the move moved off of. It has a deeper wick than the previous candle. As you can see here, I'll move this and you can see this wick. I'll grab my arrow again. This wick here outwicks this wick, making this an inducement, giving us that push, giving us a BOS. And technically, if you wanted to, you could use your BOS here. This is your BOS. Hit shift on that, giving you an engulfing candle. So now what are you looking for? You're waiting for price to come back, right? So now you're looking for a potential buy off this zone, like so, like this, price for a 1 to 3, like so. So now remember, we are in replay mode right now. So we're just going to fast forward it again. See, price just missed our demand zone. But what do you see? What did it retest? Let me grab this BOS and I'll hit shift right here. That's a perfect entry. So you would look for, you'd have your alarm set on your BOS, waiting for price. The perfect entry would be when price came back and tapped into your demand zone. But a good entry is the retest of a BOS as well. So you would prefer to see price come down, but I would still enter on a BOS retest. So if you go to our 1 minute, you will see that price came and then rejected the BOS, and I would have probably got in on this 1 minute candle closure. but I only wait to out of session. As you can see, that price, if you would have got in on the perfect retest, say you just even missed it by just a little bit, that is still a beautiful 1 to 3 trade. So that is what we look for while we're trading, but we look for it in session. So right now it doesn't matter because price is out of session, and currently there is no valid setups for us for price later tonight. I do not see anything worth our time or even worth the headache tonight, as price is bullish in all time frames, and that was just a retest. So as of now, Euro USD is not valid. I am going to put it in my on the way just because I do like to look at this trade throughout the week. All right. If you have any questions, please put them in there. Do you want me to about that? Because that is all new information for all of you guys. You probably not seen me taught you guys that before, but that was 100% my strategy right there. So that was money. Next one is GBP USD. All right. Weekly is bullish. We'll see if let's get rid of this daily and this 4 hour and that little one there. This weekly is still valid. I'm not going to change that up. I'm going to keep that weekly. Weekly's still bullish. Change. Make sure you guys can. Yeah. There you go. Now you can message me. Yeah, perfect. Daily is bullish as well. Higher high, higher low. So that daily is probably still valid. So we're going to redraw that daily here, just like that, and make that our daily area of interest. Now let's go to our 4 hour, see if we can see anything. We do have some drawings on here that we will delete from last week. Oh, don't want to delete our trade. Want to delete. Oh, wait till it gets so closer. 4 hour here, what do we see is higher high, higher low. Price is not. Did that actually break it here? No price? What do you guys think, chat? You think are you gonna count this as a higher high right here? This candle being a higher high, or are you gonna just keep this candle being a higher high? What would you do? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Would this be your higher high, or would this be your higher high? Okay. Well, to me, this is a higher high, like this. I'm actually gonna keep this one. So this is my higher high here, and then I'm gonna draw my box like this, just like we did last time. And no bueno. See here, there's a chance actually. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Like that, maybe. Yeah, let's draw a 4 hour area of interest there. But I'm not interested in this just because, like I said, it's bullish. Daily's bullish. 4 hours bullish. And actually, I would like to see it lower like this, but yeah, either way, I don't really like this setup. This pair looks pretty rough. We do have a daily demand. We have a 1 hour demand here with an inducement there. That box out of here. 30-minute, 15-minute. All right, this is beautiful. Boom. Like that. Okay. Perfect. I'll be looking tonight during London for buys on this pair. Like that. Well, putting this in my waiting for an entry. Next one is Euro GBP. All right, what do we see here? Weekly is bullish. Higher high, higher low. Daily Let's see. Daily is bearish. Yeah, lower high, lower low. Daily's bearish. This demand, like this demand has been mitigated. Look at that. Bam. Crazy push. That was a nice sell we got there too, wasn't it? So some of that. So daily, I say daily's bearish. 4 hour is bullish. Here is that beautiful sell rejection. We actually got wicked out of this one last week. That's right. We took the sell on this trade off the supply zone, and then we got wicked out because it came back into our demand and then tapped our take profit. That was, I remember that last week. We held this one overnight for, I think, 2 days too. It went into profit, went into drawdown, went into profit, and then one day in 4 hours, it wicked us out and then proceeded to dump all the way back down. Yeah, I remember that. That was a good one. 4 hour is bullish. We say weekly was bearish or bullish? Weekly's bullish. Daily's bearish. We just need price to actually come up here to be bullish. Or rejecting. Where's our 4 hour EMA here? Okay. This looks good. Like that. Let's go to our 1 hour. 1 hour looks good too. Could this be a positive? No, I don't like that. Let's go 30 minutes. No, we'll go 15. I do like this. This could be a demand zone here. That is a demand. Like so. Let's get rid of this here. 4 hour area of interest. I want to get rid of that. Get that out of the way. Do have equal lows here on the 15-minute that need to be swept. There's a good chance that price is going to come back, sweep these equal lows, grab all this liquidity down here in this demand, potentially hit this demand here, or punch into our daily area of interest like that and then shoot up. Or there's a good chance that it just pulls back, sweeps liquidity, touches demand, and pulls back. Either way, I'm interested in this trade, and I will be setting an alarm for London time here on Euro GBP at my demand zone, looking for beautiful trade. You can either take it from a huge stop like this and race for potential highs, or come in here, pinch her off tight, and just chase a 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, like that. Putting this in, waiting for an entry. Next one is NZD CAD. All right. Starting out on the weekly, like NZD CAD. We have a higher high and a higher low. Weekly is bullish. I already don't like it. Don't want to trade this. Look at this. Look at this is daily. Look at all this consolidation. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day. Now, I mean, let's see. Daily's bearish. Weekly's bullish. 4 hour. What is 4 hour bearish as well? Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Technically, this is a left head, right shoulder. Daily EMA. No. Okay. We have a round psychological level rejection. Last week, 4 hour, 4 hours bearish. Break obstruction. We can't break this zone though. There's like an invisible barrier keeping us afloat right here. We don't like that. I don't want to trade this. What is I don't want to trade this, but there is a supply zone there. In the 1 hour, 30 minute. You can fine tune it to be an extreme supply. There. This is a supply. This is also a supply zone here. But the thing is, oh, this is an inducement here. Okay. That's an inducement. Why? Because there is your BOS right there. Okay. This is not an inducement. Some people, I mean, depends on who you ask, honestly. I don't like to count this as an inducement, but some of my students like to count this as an inducement, and we've seen success using that. This candle outweighs this candle. We've seen success using calling that an inducement. So for the sake of it, we're going to call that an inducement. Why? Because we do have an official BOS here with a bearish engulfing candle. So we'll mark that like that. And then once again, this is not, I don't like to count this as an inducement for the sake, but we're going to count it because we do see a lot of success there. This is also your BOS here. And we do have a bearish engulfing candle there. And price is actually coming back to this supply zone here. So either we're going to wait for London, prices are going to hit here and reject, or price is going to come all the way back up to this extreme up here on this official real inducement, the one that I like the most right here, and tap the supply and then continue to the downside. So personally, I am more excited to see price come all the way up into here, and then I'm going to snag this beautiful sell price. We're going to extend it price just a bit bigger. And then we're just going to go all the way to the lows and hopefully snag a 1 to 5 on this trade. So this is going to go waiting for an entry. Next one is AUD CAD. Let's see here. All right. We got weekly is bearish. We have our higher high and a higher low. Obviously, we have a shift of structure, lower high, lower low, lower high. Lower low price did sell off here. Lower high, lower low. We're now back at a weekly area of interest. Does look like we have a area of interest rejection last week, around psychological level rejection last week. Daily on the left head, right shoulder. We also have a rejection there. Beautiful sell-off from last week here on AUD CAD. This is our 1 to 30 trade. Yeah, this is the trade that we took last week and hit a 1 to 30. So beautiful left head, right shoulder swing trade. We got in on a beautiful scalp trade and then just held it for a swing trade. It was magnificent. So let's see if we can find another potential. I'm going to get rid of all these lines because now we're going to say these are invalidated. Yeah, let's go down to our 1 hour so we can clean up all this mess we took for our swing or our scalp trade because we had it all marked up. Like this, like that. Okay, so now that's pretty much clean. All right, 4 hour. I did see something that I liked on the 4 hour. I do see some structure here. There's like a nice little 4 hour barrier or a 4 hour area of interest right here. I do like that. That looks good. Price 4 hour EMA is there. 1 hour, 1 hour EMA is a little off. Daily, there is a left head, right shoulder, and this is a confirmed left head shoulder or left head, yeah, right shoulder. Why? Because as you can see, when it was making that right shoulder, it shifted bearish, and that is the secret on left head, right shoulders. No one, everyone just sees the pattern like this. Oh, it's a left head, right shoulder, but it's only a confirmed right shoulder when it price breaks below. Yes, a perfect left head, right shoulder is when it comes down from the head, that head shifts and creates, and then that's where you look to get in on that right shoulder. And that is how we snagged this trade because that head gave us the shift to structure and we got in on the 1 minute on the BOS on the 1 minute here on AOCAD, and that is how we pinpointed the absolute top of this trade and then held it to lows. Yeah, that is. Now we have the left head, right shoulder. Now we're waiting for the retest to then take the sells again. And who knows, price could easily fill all of this right here. So this right here is already looking good. We have the daily, we have daily area of interest here, just like that. Daily area of interest. Okay, let's see if there's a round psychological level in here. No, there is not. There's one almost in our 4 hour. So we are going to put that down just for the sake of it. Just outside of our 4 hour there. Our daily. Can we actually pinch this up or no? and do that. We could do that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. I like that. Okay. 4 hour once again. Price 4 hour EMA. We're just out of the zone. This high, and we could, if we wanted to, we could bring this down like that. Tuck this in just a little bit more, grab those. But I did like it just a little bit bigger. What's kind of how many pips this is? 10 pips. Yeah, we're totally chilling. Okay. Let's go down to our 1 hour here, see if we can find a supply zone that has not been retested. And we do right here. This is also beautiful. This is also an inducement right here. This is a perfect inducement. This is what I like to look for. Perfect inducement. We have a BOS there. We're just going to hit this there. We do have this supply zone that has retested the BOS, retested that supply zone there. So let's make this a supply. This is, let's see, go down to 30 here. You can fine tune it to there. Go to 15, see if you can find another one. This is an inducement here too. See this right here? That's an inducement with the BOS. But this is not one. This one's not as pretty as this one. See how nice that inducement is? Huge inducement into a bearish engulfing candle. And yeah, that's a beautiful inducement. So that's if you wanted to on this, you see this little red doji hammer candle here. You could make your supply zone that small, but I'm not gonna do that. I like the 10-minute. I'm gonna keep my 10-minute. And then when trade gets closer, that is when we will fire and adjust and making it smaller. But as of now, I am gonna set an alarm here on AUD CAD, and I'm gonna try to run this thing twice. Maybe we can hit another 1 to 30 out of this. That trade was the biggest trade I've ever taken, so I'm pretty stoked for that last week. Next one is Euro NZD. All right. We got weekly, higher high, higher low. Oh, we didn't even say it. It's bullish. Daily. Lots of consolidation here. Daily higher high, higher low, shift structure here. So we are now bearish on the daily. 4 hour. We are higher high, higher low. Does this count? Shift structure was here, so I'm gonna say bearish. I'm actually let's see. Technically, you only count this if there's 3 consecutive touches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So technically, this is your lower high, and this is your lower low, and this is your shift to structure, higher high, higher low. So this is actually bullish. 4 hour is bullish. Let's get rid of some of the stuff that we have on here from last week. All right. So what do you say? Bullish. This, yeah, bullish. Daily is bearish and weekly is bullish. So daily does need to push, but daily does look like a beautiful left head, right shoulder. And we do have a confirmed left head, right? This is a daily time frame. So you're like, oh, that's the right shoulder. Well, it broke, shifted, and then came back, and that is the right shoulder. Let's zoom in here. You're like, okay, left head. And you're like, oh, this whole thing right here is the right shoulder. No, no, it's not. I'm sorry. We got left head, right? Boom. That's your head. We're going to count that. And then that's your shoulder. These 2 candles, these 2 daily candles here that you're seeing, this one and this one, that is part of your head. In my opinion, that is a part of your head. Why? Because it created this shift to structure and then came back to give us our right shoulder. And now it's heading to the downside, and then we'll look for the re-entry. And that is just what the daily is saying. But if we follow going with our trend, we have 2 time frames in sync. Weekly this is part of that right shoulder creation here. Now you can see it better, left head, right shoulder. So here's your left, here's your head. Here's your right shoulder, right? And now prices come back. That's what it looks like zoomed in. But there is that daily that we saw that dumped and then came back. Now price is back up in here. So now it's like, let's see here. What are we seeing? So now is price going to continue to dump or is price going to head to the upside? And now that's what you have to ask yourself. Okay, going with the trend, we have 2 time frames in sync, weekly, daily, both bullish. Oh, higher, high, higher, low. 4 hour, yeah. This one's tough. Left head, right shoulder confirmation. We're bearish on the daily. 4 hours bullish because the lower lows here. I would like to see higher high and then price to come back down and do this. And then I'd be interested. Otherwise, this is kind of a sloppy pair. There's a lot of direction going on. See what the lower time frames are saying. We got a head and shoulders. Left head. No, no, I don't like that. I like where the 1 hours on EMA is at though. No, this one's too confusing. And what I mean by confusing is like we can read it and we can see it, but there's no clarity. It's not clear. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of consolidation. So we need to wait for market to kind of awaken up on euro and then push this around a little bit, and then maybe we can revisit that later. So I'm gonna put this here on the way so I can look at it during midweek check-ins. Next one is USD CAD. Let me see. Weekly is bearish. Higher high, higher low. Shit the structure. Boom. Sell off. Weekly. Daily is bearish as well. Higher high, higher low. Shit the structure. Sell off. Left head, right shoulder. Confirmation. Sell off. 4 hour. We have a left head confirmation. Look at this. Beautiful. All day, every day. Head and shoulders. Left head confirmation. Right shoulder entry, 4 hour EMA rejection, 4 hour area of interest, daily area of interest rejection, sell off. You could have got in, say, I know this is not realistic, but say this was in session, this would be your trade in session. You take to these lows here, and that'd be it. Obviously, we're not in session, so that's just hyperbole or whatever the word is for that. I don't know. 4 hour is bearish, daily is bearish, and weekly is bearish. All 4 time frames are bearish. We have head and shoulder patterns. Ultimately, the retest will be give or take in this zone here. That's where we're looking for the retest. So then we're like, okay, how do we find the retest? Let's find the supply zone. And that's your supply. Why is that your supply and not up here? Well, all these supplies have been mitigated. This supply has been mitigated by this candle here. This supply has not been mitigated because when this candle closed, this candle opened, pushing this up. And then when this candle closed, this thing just dumped instantly. So looking at our 1 hour, this is our supply zone. That's where we're looking for our retest to entry to sell into this. So then we go down to our 30-minute and then we can fire and adjust. And then we can see that that supply zone has been mitigated. Okay. Now, are we interested in this or not? Not as much as we were. Once again, fine-tuned, been retested. Right there, that candle right here. This candle, this doji candle is what destroys this supply zone for us. 10-minute. Once again, I am no longer interested in this trade. Price is not pretty. I am okay. Thank you. Next, this will be going to our duds. Next one is AUD USD. Let's see here. Let's get this out of our screen. We don't need that. Weekly is bullish, higher high, higher low. Daily Lots of consolidation is bullish as well. Higher high, higher high, higher low, shift structure, lower high, lower low. So sloppy. So sloppy. Okay, let's say this is actually bearish. Higher high, higher low, shift to structure, lower high, lower low. Okay, yeah, this is bearish. Daily's bearish, weekly's bullish. 4 hour is bearish unless this candle closes bullish. Currently, price is bearish. We have equal lows down here, and we have a left head, right shoulder, not confirmed head and shoulders. We're at a 4 hour EMA. Looks like this is a daily area of interest still. Let's confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a confirmed daily area of interest. 4 hour. This is a confirmed 4 hour area of interest. That's been broken and retested. It's retesting it once again. Price is ugly. 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 15-minute here. Ugly. Yeah. I'm okay. I don't want to mess around with that. No thanks. Next one is Euro AUD. Where that? Weekly, bullish, higher high, higher low, huge mega push. I might be chasing those highs there. Let's see. Daily. Daily is bullish, higher high, higher high, higher low. Weekly, daily, bullish, 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour is bullish as well. For 3 time frames in sync, see if there's any no area weeklies. Is there a daily area of interest? Higher high, higher low. Yuck. Yeah. Okay. There's your daily right there. You see 3 consecutive touches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have an inverted head and shoulders. I can see left head, confirmation, right shoulder. I'll draw it out for you. Left head, confirmation, right shoulder, retest daily EMA, retest daily area of interest. Even is there around psychological level in there? There is not. And then push. Okay. Now we're looking for the neckline retest to then buy. So let's dig deeper into it and see what we can see. So daily is bullish. Weekly is bullish. 4 hours bullish. Let's get our 4 hour area of interest out. See if we can find something pretty. Right there, maybe. Right there. Is that pretty? Pretty enough. Pretty enough. There, area of interest. Is there around psych in that box? There is not, but there is around psych right there. Right there. Oh, okay. Okay, let's go down to our 1 hour now. Ooh, it's right on top of it. Hmm. Here is a 30-minute supply zone. Oh, my bad. Not supply zone, demand zone. Demand is when we're looking to buy. Supply is when we're looking to sell. Is there an inducement here? That is a perfect inducement. There is your POS. Right there. So, what are we going to do? We're going to wait for an entry on this 30-minute demand. Let's go to the 15. Do we need to? Okay. So one leg, two legs. Okay. Yeah. 10 minutes. Still looks good. You can even fine tune it to that on a 10. I dig it. I dig it. Any equal lows that this still needs to sweep. Oh, jeez. No, that's not equal lows. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna set an alarm here. I'm gonna set an alarm just above this BOS. Wait for London. And I'm gonna put this right there. Next one is GBP AUD. GBP AUD, weekly bullish, daily. Daily's bearish. We have a higher high, higher low, shift to strike. Ooh, higher high. Higher high, higher low. Still breaks it, whatever. Lower high, lower low, bearish. Bearish, yeah. Daily's bearish, weekly's bullish, daily's bearish. 4 hour is 4 hour is, let's see, higher high, higher low, bullish. Bullish. Okay. Pretty solid trend line, eh? Pretty solid trend line. This is all liquidity in here. All liquidity. There's a good chance that if this breaks, we could see all of this liquidity swept. All of that liquidity swept, yeah. Put a 4 hour again here, see what we can see. Equal highs have been created. Yeah, that's an equal high. So, not the straightest thing in the world, but like that. Looks like we have a shift. I don't like it. I think it's high risk. And I don't like high risk trades. They're not my forte. I like low risk, high reward. Those are fun. Those are my mumbo jumbo. I will put this here as supply zone potential though. Like that. Let's go to 10 minutes. Can we redefine? That's perfect. Okay. I am going to put that supply zone there. Redefine is the 2 minutes. And then there's also an inducement or 5 minute right there. And then there's an inducement there. So your BOS is here. Equal lows, BOS as well. And these, see these equal highs right here? Most of the time, these equal highs need to be swept. These need to be swept. So there's a good chance that price is going to find liquidity in here somewhere and mess around a little bit. And by London time, it's going to come up to our supply zone, grab more liquidity, and then proceed. Let's go to the 2 minute again, or 2 hour. And it's going to sweep these lows like it's doing. And then it's going to come up, grab our supply, and then we're going to chase these lows here and sweep. And then price is going to come back up like this, grab this, because now we're looking at a left head, right shoulder, left head. Now that second one is going to be at right shoulder, retesting our supply. And then we're going to look to then chase these bad boys all the way down to here and grab that. And if we can nail this one on the head, and get nice and tight like that, And hold this to the freaking moon. That's a 1 to 23. So that is what we're going to be looking for. I do like this trade. Put an alarm here. And this is, we're mainly looking for this. And then we'll hold to this. And then we'll hold to this. So how that works, I'll explain it in tomorrow's video, but we take partials and then we hold and we take partials and we trail our stops. So, but this is what we're looking for. I do like this trade. USD CHF. All right, next. Weekly is bearish. Daily. Ooh, okay, we have a potential. Ooh, look at that. What do we see here? Is that a confirmed head and shoulders? Yes, it is. Left head, shift of structure. Right shoulder creation. Now we're dumping. And then what's next? We get in on the retest of the neckline, and then we look to sell. It's basically a perfect trade like that. All right, so now let's break it down. See what we see. Weekly is bearish. Daily is bearish. There is a round psych in there. Right there. Oh, I just missed it. There's a round psych there. There's also around psych right here. See if there's a 4-hour area of interest or another daily area of interest we can ride in. Let's see. Nope. So the 4-hour. 4-hour is bearish as well. 4-hour area of interest. I dig it. And we're just going to zip it over like that. So we can count on those. Let's mark it a 4-hour area of interest. We just missed our zone. But as you can see, price did reject that. Can we make a 4-hour down here? No, we can. I like this one better. I like them both, but I like this one too. So now we can put our on psych in here. That's way too low. This 500. Boom, it's right at the top of that zone. See, price already did reject it. This is the right shoulder, the initial sell-off. So now we're going to jump down to our 1-hour, see if we can find a supply zone that has not been retested. So we do have this supply here. There is no inducement on it, so that's not a pretty supply. This is a inducement. Here, this is an inducement creating a supply with the BOS there, but this supply zone has been mitigated already. So if this was our trade and we took this trade at 9:30 a.m. on Friday, this would have been a good trade. But obviously we did not. It is now Sunday. So let's see what we can see. I don't see anything productive. Nothing in today's time. So we will just put this one in our on the way. Why? Because there's a chance if price pulls up into this supply here. I guess I didn't even look because it mitigated on lower time frames. Now look at that. Fine tuned to that little arrow right there. And that is an inducement. That is because here is your inducement here. And this is your BOS here with a bearish engulfing candle. So if price pulls its way up in here during sometime this week, we'll be interested in taking the sells from this zone here. But for the time being, we will wait and watch. Next one is AUD and ZD. All right, we have weeklies bearish here. Daily is bearish as well. We have a left head, right shoulder. But this is not a confirmed head and shoulders because it did already head and shoulder. Technically, not technically, but it did head and shoulder already and then dump. As you can see, we did take a trade here to go 1 to 10 last week. So as of now, 4 hour is bearish as well. 1 hour is, I am not interested. NZD, JPY. Weekly is bullish, higher high, higher low. Daily is bullish, higher high, higher low. See, here's a perfect example of why you have to wait for the confirmation on a head and shoulders. Because this is a head and shoulders. You're like, oh, that's a perfect head and shoulders. Well, left head, and you're like, oh, this is my right shoulder. Well, it didn't confirm. It dumped a little bit. Yeah, that's a pretty good dump, depending on where your stop loss is. And then psych, reversal, see you later. So now, do we think, is this our right shoulder? We don't know. We don't know, but daily's bearish or bullish, my bad. Weekly's bullish. So now we have 2 time frames in sync, and our 4 hour is bearish. So, 2 time frames in sync, daily bullish, weekly bullish, 4 hour bearish. Where does our 4 hour need to go bullish? It either needs to make a lower low and then flip here, retest to go like that, or it needs to come all the way up here, retest all that, then come back. I like this trade, but it needs some time to marinate to give us a direction, putting this into our on the way. Euro CHF. Oh, lots of gaps there. Weekly is bearish. 4 hour is higher high, higher low, right there. 4 hour is bullish as well. Or daily, my bad. Daily is bullish. 4 hour is bearish. Confirmed head and shoulders. Okay. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Yep. There are 4 hour area of interest in there. There is here. Job this, like this, just little baby one. That right there, yep. And there's there around psych in there. Holy smokes. Oh, I did it. Nice. Okay. 4 hour. What was the daily again? Daily was higher high, higher low, bullish. Daily and daily's bullish, daily or weekly's bearish, daily's bullish, 4 hour is bearish. Okay. Where does daily have to go to become bearish? Okay, not very far. We do like this confirmed head and shoulders. We're at a neckline. Looks like we are coming back to then retest. So left head, here's the dump confirmed. Here's the right shoulder. Now we're coming back to retest around psychological level rejection. 4 hour EMA, 4 hour area of interest on a left head, right shoulder, neckline retest. Now let's go to our 1 hour. 1 hour and our 4 hour EMAs are almost on top of each other. Doesn't get any prettier than that. Let's see here. This could be a supply zone potentially. Has it been retested? Price did push there, so we'll see what the lower time frames are saying. Okay, we can make it this, right? Okay. Price has not been retapped yet. I do like it. It's not an inducement. I mean, it is an inducement, but it's not the perfect inducement. Like I said earlier, we've seen a lot of success when price does this. And this is your inducement here because we have a bearish engulfing candle. BOS right there. That supply, no test yet, 15-minute. We can bring it and push it into that zone. And let's go to our 10-minute. Can we redefine it? I'm actually going to keep it. You could redefine it to this itty bitty tiny thing and then get a stop loss that is just 1 pip big. But I don't like to play around like that because I don't want to miss the trade by trying to get too technical and too small. 1 pip or 2 pips or even 3 pips, that's still a freaking tiny stop loss. Be happy with that. Don't push it because you're gonna miss more trades than you're gonna hit pushing for a 1 pip stop loss, you know? So we're gonna keep it there on our 15-minute, and then we're just gonna set a freaking alarm and wait patiently for our golden entry sell. And how are we gonna take profits? We're gonna go to 1 to 3. We're gonna take partials, and then we're gonna let that bad boy run to a 1 to 6 potential. Getting good, guys. We got a lot of pairs this week. Looks like it's gonna be a good week. All right. Nice trend line. Okay, weekly is bullish, higher high, higher low. Daily, what do we see? Higher high, higher low. Daily's bearish, bearish engulfing. 4 hours here. Ooh, okay, 4 hours bearish as well. So we see a pattern in there. Is that a potential double top? Is that a potential head and shoulders? Can we see a head and shoulders out of there? There's a potential something here, right here. You can see that this box here, there's something about it that you can see that there's something going on, but you're not sure. It does look like a potential head and shoulders. Left head confirmation right here, right shoulder. Let me draw it out for you. You can go boom, head, right? Here's your confirmation, and there's your right shoulder. There's your sell off. And now we're waiting for the neckline. And that's kind of what I see there. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but it's there. See, you can see left head. Here's the right shoulder. No, that's not a confirmation there. Looks better on the 4 hour. Yeah. We do have 1 hour supply. No inducement or not a pretty inducement. BOS is there. We do have the bearish engulfing though. This is on Friday. That looks like a news candle dump. So ultimately, are we excited about it? Not the most excited. 10-minute. Yeah, there's an inducement there. Okay. Eagle high swept into an inducement. Look, I'm gonna bring this down here so you can see it a little bit better. Like this, right? That's an inducement. But does price did retest? Let's see here. Aggressively, because price did come up. It did close and then dump, but let's go to our 5-minute, see what the 5-minute tells us. Is this an ugly candle or is this a fair candle? Price did retest. This is an ugly candle. I am no longer interested. No, thank you. I do not want to party with this one. Next one is GJ. GJ. Oh, I hate JPY pairs. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, shift the structure, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, bearish. Weekly's bearish, daily's bullish, higher high, higher low. Or wait. Yes. Daily's bullish. 4 hour is bearish. And honestly, guys, I don't like JPY. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to go over it. I got to delete them off my pairs. I say that every single Wednesday or every single Sunday, and I still don't delete them because every once in a while they are pretty, but 90% of the time they're pretty ugly. Next one is GBPCHF, bearish. Weekly's bearish. Daily is bullish, higher high, higher low. Ultimately, I'm not interested in this because this is a giant sell candle. I'd be looking for sells once this retaps. One thing market does, if it does have a huge move, it does consolidate, come back up, hits again, and then proceeds to make the next move. So for me, does that I'm not interested. If price is gonna sell off like that, look at this. See, prime example. Huge sell off. Boom, 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 boom. Came back, retested this neckline. Look at that. Look at this. There's a left. Head. Right shoulder. Right. Here's your neckline retest. Here's your sell off. Price then proceeded over the next, however long this is, to mess around to then retest this freaking neckline right there. To then just do the dang thing again. So now what is it doing? Price is coming up. Then retest. Then do the dang thing again. I'm not going to be a part of that. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's a repetitive market. It's the same thing over and over and over again. That's what trading is, patterns. Looking for the same thing over and over again. So am I interested in this trade? No, not at all. Not at all. It's going to take another week to get up there. So maybe next week we'll like this one. This week, no, it's going in the dumpster. CAD JPY. Let's see here. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, high low. Weekly's bullish. Daily is bearish. Higher high, higher low. Daily's bullish. 4 hour is bearish. Honestly, I'm okay. We have so many pairs already. CAD CHF. Look at this. Another prime, and I guess it never retested all the way up here, but another prime example. Price sold, came back, gave a retest, almost all these right here. Now price is selling again. There's a chance that price is going to come back, retest right here, and then price is going to sell again, and then the same thing, it's going to retest right here. You know what I mean? So look at this. It's patterns over and over and over again. Sell, 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 came back, retest. Sell, 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 came back, retest. Sell, 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 came back, retest. Sell, 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 sell. Price then came back, retested here. Sell. Price came back to retested here. Sell. No. I guess I didn't even go down to the daily, see what that looks like. I just went on a rampage. Okay, so what weekly was bearish. Daily is higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Day's bullish. 4 hour is bearish. My rampage got me all sidetracked. I don't care. I don't like it. Next one, Euro JPY. Higher high, higher low. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. This shot? No, bearish. Daily bearish. Daily or weekly bearish. My bad. Daily. 1, 2. Boom. Did it break? Daily's bullish. Higher high, higher low. Not gonna count that. Bullish. 4 hours. Higher high, higher low. Shift. Higher high. Ah, okay. Let's do the snake trick. Yeah, I'm not gonna count that. Hmm. Hmm. You no. Sorry. Entity USD. Higher high, higher low. daily. What do we see here? High, high, higher, low, shift to structure, lower, high, lower, low, shift to structure, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Daily's bullish. What was weekly again? Weekly is bullish. Daily's bullish. 4 hour is bullish. Okay, what's busted down? Weekly is still confirmed and solid. Is there around psych in there? There is around psych in there. I just missed it. I saw it too. Okay. Daily is bullish. So same thing. Higher high, higher high, higher low. Grab your box. Oh yeah. Box like that. Like that. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Mark that as a daily area of interest. Is there around psych in there? Holy smoke, Ruiz. All right. And now let's get this line out of here because we're no longer interested in that. Go to our 4 hour. What do we got? Oh, we got magic. We got magic. 4 hour. 4 hour area of interest around second that. There's no way. No way. Okay. A little crazy there. So good on our 1 hour now. 1 hour and 4 hour EMAs. Look how freaking perfect those things are. There's your 4 hour, right? Look at. Look how close those are. That's beautiful. That's what we like to see, guys. That's what we like to see. Okay, now let's look to see. Is there any patterns? Do we see any patterns of some sort? There's an inverted head and shoulders potential. Left head. There's your right shoulder. Boom. Okay. I like it. 4 hour. Ooh, look at that. 4 hour head and shoulders too. Head. Here's your confirmed. Here's your right shoulder. Here's your push. Boom. We're gonna wait for that retest. Okay. Ooh, I'm hitting random buttons I'm not supposed to. There we go. 1 hour. Where is our demand zone on the 1 hour? We have a double bottom, which is also our head and shoulders kind of is in that jumbo bumble, but I see a double bottom. Okay. That's an inducement, guys. That is an inducement there. We have our BOS there. Okay, there's our BOS. Now, where's our supply? I am going to say our demand, I mean, is right there. Demand. We're a 30-minute. Can you fine tune this bad boy? Yes, we can. Okay. You like it? You also like this too. That's also kind of scary. That's also kind of scary. That's an extreme. An extreme, man. That has not been mitigated. Yeah, but on the 1 hour, it's mitigated. 30-minute has not been mitigated. This demand has not been mitigated either. 15 minutes, not mitigated, mitigated. 10 minutes, what are we looking at? What is refine that thing? 15, this demand zone has been mitigated on the 10. This is a perfect demand. Okay, we can fine tune this. No, I'm going to keep it on the 10. Why? Because our BOS is right there, and I like a potential entry off of BOS. We're looking for buys. And we're, oh no. And we're chasing. All right, there. Still says that. Like that. Boom. Okay. This is a gold mine. Set your alarms on this one. This one's gold. I'm putting this at the top of my list. This is happening tonight. There's a chance though that it does blow through, comes back and retest this, but I like this. I like this big time. So we have it redefined to the 10-minute on a demand zone here. We have inducement BOS. Now and the engulfing candle. We have a 2-leg check. Now we're just waiting for the retest, then enter to then buy. Oh yeah, that's money, baby. All right, next one. AUD CHF. Weekly's bearish. Daily is bearish. 4-hour is bearish. Yeah, no thanks. USD JPY. Get out of here. Higher high. My bad. Lower high. Lower low. Bearish weekly. Daily. Daily bullish. Unless you want to count that. 1, 2, 3. Higher high, higher low. Yeah, so this is bearish actually. And actually, that's a lot. Higher high, higher low. So the structure, lower high, lower low. Unless you want to count that. No. Yeah, I'm going to count that. So this is bullish. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. I'll grab my arrow. Higher, higher low. Shift to structure. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Shift to structure. Higher high, higher low. This is an inducement that has been mitigated. There's your BOS. The price is coming back. Daily's bullish. Daily's bearish. 4-hour is going to be bearish as well. But it does look like it's just coming back to give us a retest and then potentially, because all this has been swept. Look at this. Look at this. Freaking whatever like that. Swept. That's a confirmed head and shoulders. Left head, right shoulder. What does it look like on 4-hour? Yeah, left head. Kind of a sucky right shoulder. Honestly, this one's playing with fire. Because I want to see buys again, but obviously sells look very intriguing. But if we sell, where are we selling to? You know, I'm not gonna. I have these zones marked out for a certain reason. I don't remember why, but they are marked. Oh, that's the highest that has not been retested yet. So that's probably a good target if we're gonna keep selling. Even right here is a good target. Honestly, I don't like it as of now. I do like it. I do like it, but I don't like it. I want to study this one, so I'm going to put this one in my on the way as well so I can study it. I always like to watch a few extra pairs so I can study, but we do have a ton of pairs this week. Let's look at gold really quick. What is gold going to do to us? Ooh, inverted head and shoulders. Okay. Go to the weekly. Obviously, the weekly's pretty ugly. Weekly's bullish, higher high, higher low. Daily is lower high, lower low. Weekly is bullish. Weekly is higher high, higher low. Shift to structure. Weekly bearish. On a left head, right shoulder. Okay. 4-hour is bearish. 2 time frames are bearish. I like it. I like it a lot. We have a daily area of interest here. I wonder how many pips this is, honestly. I know it's gonna be like a lot if it's gold, but let's make it a little bigger than that. Yeah. Stretch it. just because it's gold. 4 hour. I have a 4 hour. There's 4 hour zone here. No, other than this right here. But we have the supply zone way up here that we have been waiting for price to come tap and just has not tapped it yet. It's gotten close. It tapped the BOS. Psh, there's a BOS. There's a BOS there too, but 30-minute. Okay. Been stuck between two zones right now, so I'm not quite interested in it. Lower time frames. We'll have to show up for our live trading session. Zoom during London tonight and New York tomorrow morning. And see where price is currently. But as of right now, I don't see a whole lot, nothing pretty. The huge opening candle here. Price shot from 89 to 09. So $20 shoot at market open there in 10 minutes. So that's pretty aggressive. Yeah, price is up almost $40 or 30 something dollars from entry or from market open. So yes. All right, let's go over this week's trades here. Let's see what we got going down to our 1 hour. So we have buys. Obviously, this does not look as good as it was an hour ago when we were looking at it, or 18 minutes ago. Price is continuing to push. So we're gonna lower this down to the bottom of our waiting for an entry. GBP CAD, GPUSD still waiting for the pullback. All right, this is pretty low on our list too. Euro CHF. Oh, this is good. This is coming up into our entry here for sells. Euro GBP on our way back to then buy. So you're like, oh, why are you selling Euro CHF here and then buying? Well, if you look, price has to come up into here to take my entry, and then I'm going to sell it. What's going to happen when price comes up and takes this entry? Well, price is obviously going to bounce around here a little bit like this. And then when I start selling it, it's going to sell this. And when I take profit on this one, it's going to start going back up. Obviously, that's what we're looking for. I don't know if that's actually going to how it's going to play out, but that's what we're looking for. Euro AUD, our alarm is way back down here. We want to see price sell. We have two sells, one buy. NZD CAD, price is coming back up into our price action for sells. AUD CAD price is pushing up to our entry to then sell. So we have Euro GBP for our one buy this week. And then we are waiting for an entry. I'm going to move these down into my watching as they are a little bit farther away. So our three pairs that we were watching this week is GBP USD, GBP AUD, and NZD USD. These two pairs, GU and NU, are waiting for the pullback to then buy, and GU are waiting for the pullback to then sell. Pairs that we were watching this week are Euro USD, the study, Euro NZD, USD CHF, NZD JPY, and USD JPY. And then obviously we're going to be playing gold throughout the week for scalps and intraday scalps. So that is what I have for this Sunday. We ran a little bit long today. We did almost an hour and a half there. So a lot of good gems dropped in today's Sunday swings. So if you have any questions, please ask now. Otherwise, I will see you in London and New York.